I am back. So this is another Dell laptop. However, this one is not something that is owned by one of my friends. I'm actually going to be refurbishing this one for resale or salvaging it for parts. So we'll actually get to do what I've intended to do on this channel for a while. This is a Dell Latitude E6330. As you can see down here by the sticker, it comes with a Core i7 processor, was originally built for Windows 7, and is a little bit dirty. This thing has like with that matte rubber finish, which does feel nice, but after a while it gets really, really dirty. It collects all of the lint that's on here and like dust, and it just sticks, and it's all weird and sticky. So E6330. Let's pull up the manual for this. And on my side laptop over there, just so that I know what, just if I have it up in case we need it. So let's go ahead and plug this in. Let me actually take a look at this first real quick. So top cover looks okay. Oh, by the way, I don't know what condition this is in. Guy sold it to me, had no idea what condition these were in. That's part of the risk you take. Almost like you're buying a loot box, except it actually might have some value. So we have a weird battery here, if you guys can see that. It says BNB Power at hotmail.com. I don't think I'm going to actually censor that, because this is like I guess a commercial email that someone is using. So, all right, so this is one of those ones on the back. Has like a separate hard drive tray for the SATA adapter. Now, I don't think this will have... These usually are missing the... because when people pull these out, they usually pull out the hard drive as it is, and don't actually take off the caddy that this comes with. So I might actually have to get the caddy for that. That's super annoying, because I mean, you can put an SSD in here and it'll sit fine, but the autist might complain that it doesn't have the OEM caddy, and it's like you don't really need that. It's an SSD, but whatever. It does have a CD reader here for ports. Let's check out the ports on this side. Has a hardware signal switch for Wi-Fi, pretty nice. Looks like it has an expansion card slot. Has eSATA connector. I don't actually have an eSATA cable. I can't test that yet. A USB port on the right side, USB 2. We have VGA. Looks to be an audio aux and another SC something card, I think. It's not an expansion card. I don't know what that is. It's showing my age right there. I'm a Zoomer! Don't bully me! Alright, so this is another USB 2 power. Then we have HDMI, mini HDMI actually, and Ethernet. So, pretty nice. Oh, and also the K-Lock too, back there as well. So, workstation PC, used for mainly business purposes. It does also have that nice, like... oh, I thought it was clicking it just because it's sticking. Also has an NFC reader too. And apparently a fingerprint reader down here as well. So let's go actually check, before I do anything, if this thing will turn on in power. So I have the multi-adapter here. Power plug is right on this edge here. Plug it in. We do get a... It turned on. Okay. It's a little bit weird. And it's off. Okay, that was odd. But we do have a power signal here, so it is getting charged. There is a weird error code here that I'm getting. Or some LED code. Okay, it turns off and turns back on. So it's flashing both the battery and Wi-Fi signal. Okay. So let me go check the manual here. It's solid blinking is no memory modules are installed / detected. Okay. So it could be a simple issue, just might have to pop some RAM in there. It could be a more complicated issue where the modules or the module trays are actually broken, which would mean that I have to get a new motherboard. So let's actually see if there is any in there first, and we'll check that by opening it up. So unplug this battery. I don't know if I'm going to go top cam for this, because I don't think... I'm just going to check if there's memory installed. You might have just pop memory in there, because I'm thinking whoever took this and scrapped it, or potentially scrapped it, took the memory and the SSD as those two things, at least for most normies, are the two most valuable parts of the PC, or the two most valuable parts that can be sold quite easily, or reused quite easily. So let's take this out. All right, so these are labeled as D. These are nice. At least these business PCs, if you can see it, they actually have labels on the case here. If I can put it up here. There we go. Focus, please, focus. You can see it's labeled D. So that helps you when you're repairing it to know where each screw goes rather than having to make a screw map on a place like this. So we're just going to label this as D. Come on, please. Come out. Thank you. It's like I'm playing Operation right there. All right. So they should come off quite simply. Let me get a prying tool to coerce this thing to come out. I still have this like discount Amazon one that I got a while back. My friends do. Oh, there's also an SD card slot. I didn't notice that right there. They do tend to get me computer things for Christmas, since I do tend to be the one to fix people's computers. Yeah, as I expected, no tray. So, great. It's another thing I'm gonna have to buy if I end up refurbishing this. Okay, let's take it off. And yeah, I mean, there are no memory modules installed, so that's about right. Okay, so now I just need to go figure out what memory modules this takes. Okay, so let's do this and just see if this fits in here. It does. Okay. These are 4 each, so I can't really tell. I mean, I can't really see. They say like PC3 or anything on them, so I can't really tell if these were DDR3 other than the point here. So, or the notch there. Okay, and it goes. So let's see if it turns on now. Let's see. Did power on again. I don't know why it's doing that. It's quite weird. All right, turn it on. Memory modules are detected, but has encountered an error. Okay, let me just try restarting it. Sometimes it needs a... Okay. Is one of them bad? I don't know if one of them is bad. I should probably plug in the battery first, too. Make sure that it works. 100% sure that it's not a legit battery, obviously, so unsure if it's conditioned. Okay. Hey, it does turn on. Okay, cool. All right, that's actually good that it does turn on. So let's do a bit of a zoomy back in here. And let's see what you guys can see here. So looks like we need to rerun the setup program. The AC power adapter wattage cannot be determined. The battery may not charge. Okay, let's go ahead and do setup option, F2. Oh, it's keyboard doesn't work. Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna go and actually write down on this thing over here that I have to my side, right here, and see if, I'm gonna write down a couple of things that we noticed so far. So let's do it. So apparent that issue, keyboard not working. That's all so far. Let me go get a keyboard and we'll continue. Got my big keyboard here. Let's see if, oh no. Does this USB port not work now? Yeah, okay. So apparently the right USB does also not work either, which is a little bit worrisome. So let's do right USB not working. Okay, so looks like it does have an i7 3250M CPU. Actually decent, at least for the time. Clock speed of 2.9 gigahertz. 8 gigabytes of RAM installed, which we just did. It has 2 processors. Battery not installed. Okay, so I'm thinking that the blinking lights, which it says constantly blinking amber, is fatal battery failure with AC adapter present. So I'm thinking that battery either is dead or just does not work. It currently thinks it is February 6th, 2013, which it is definitely not. Let's see, do we have RAID on? I probably don't want that, actually. At least when I used to do it, it tended to not work with RAID on when we had our, when I was provisioning Dell laptops. Enable pressing F and B will turn off all light and sound emissions, including system fans, wireless radios in the system. Password configuration, password bypass, password change, TPM. Okay, I don't know what TPM version this is. Probably not 2. Maybe. When did TPM 2 come out anyway? I don't know. Performance, multi-core support. Okay. Intel speed step, do we have hyperthreading? We do have hyperthreading. So this will have 4 threads and 2 cores. So not bad. So I think from here, what I want to do then is exit. It's gonna reboot and it's gonna tell me there's something installed. What I'm gonna do is grab a. Actually, I can kill 2 birds at once. I do have like discs with Linux on it that I get for that, or at least I got from a like IT specific magazine. It's like security in Linux admin or something that my girlfriend bought me for Christmas one year. And they, I didn't really read them past like the 1st or 2nd issue since there wasn't a whole lot that it intrigued me. Oh, we have a problem. I forgot that USB does not work. Shoot. Okay, so I probably will actually need a disk. Find one. It's Fedora. So these come with the magazine that I got. All right, put it back in. So it does look like it is working right now, at least. Maybe this will work because I put it in there and it hasn't gone through the boot process or the looking for boot ports. Nope. Okay. Okay. So it's gonna do us just a plain installer with no trial. Okay. So I probably am going to want to try Manjaro on this so I can at least get a trial going first before I actually do it. And we're gonna use Manjaro. Okay, all right, so we are back. We are in Manjaro. So let me check if the mouse pad works first. Yes, the trackpad does work. Let me see if the mouse buttons work. Okay, that seemed to work. If I go to files real quick, do some right clicking. By the way, it's really slow because it is running on a CD. Okay, so both trackpad and mouse buttons do work. Let's see what else needs to be tested here. I don't think these buttons are actually doing anything. Yeah, this mid button doesn't work. The track point doesn't work. Keyboard does not work. Okay, I'm assuming this is tied to the keyboard too, so if you fix the keyboard. Okay, volume buttons on the side do work. These buttons over here do actually work too. That's good. Does the... Oh, shit. Instead of the Wi-Fi switch button. Okay, now we're officially back. All right, so let's. We know the mouse button works. It says airplane mode is on, so let me not hit the CD button this time. Okay, I have connected to Wi-Fi, so it does connect to Wi-Fi. Let's go to Firefox and throw on some music and see if the audio works on this machine. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, so that right speaker is that right speaker is that, and see if we can test it individually. I know we can do this. Here we go. Okay.
Front, left,
Ooh, yeah, it's dead. Okay, so front right speaker has smoked a little bit too much Marlboro Red. Okay, so front right speaker is DED. So a couple of things here. Now, I looked online, and by looking online, I meant looked on eBay, and found these things go for about $100. Maybe about $100, $120. Refurbished. I think the i7 editions go for about 120, 130. So could make a decent chunk of change off this, depending if the keyboard, and I can reseat it, and hopefully that'll fix it. Speakers are relatively cheap. Bezel should be cheap. I have SSDs here I can use to just the caddies. So all I really need to buy, if the keyboard isn't broken, is just new speakers, a battery that isn't made by a guy with a Hotmail address, and a new bezel, and a caddy. Let's be 4 things. So I'm gonna fast forward. I'm gonna actually go and fast forward to just me trying to reseat the keyboard. I will be back in a few minutes. So this battery is going to go to battery purgatory. All right, does it work? It does! Hey, okay. So keyboard is now fixed as far as I can tell. I'm going to actually probably boot it into... that's good. It actually saves me a little bit of money from replacing the keyboard. So we can actually erase this from here. Keyboard is now working. Yeah, sound buttons work as they're supposed to. The Wi-Fi button works. Yep, okay, cool. Yep, so all the 3 buttons, these 3 buttons down here. So those 3 buttons down here do work. So if I see that that button does work. Yeah, this mid button does work too. I'm not sure what it does. It looks like it's a copy paste. So the keyboard works, which is good. Keyboard does actually work. So I think what I'm gonna do off screen is check and see if this USB works, or actually I can do it right now. So I've done some investigation, and I can tell you that USB port is completely broken. So if you look here, you can see that the connector is completely gone. It's just completely dumb. Does not exist in that port. A correct looking port will actually look like this right here. You can see that there's a slab right in the middle there. That is what it's supposed to look like. You can see that the board is attached, or this USB port is attached to the main board, so it isn't a daughter board, which I was hoping it was, but it's not. So I have a decision to make as to whether or not this is gonna be refurbished. I'm gonna do some research into how much it'll cost and deciding if I wanna actually go forward and try to refurbish this, or if we're gonna tear the thing apart and salvage it for parts. So, okay, so it is a day later. Trying out a new camera angle. Let me know how you guys like it, but I did some research, and I have 2 decisions to make. So, one is actually first I should tell you what came up with the research. So this USB port is broken, obviously. It's missing there's no specific name for it. It's essentially the plastic slab that goes in between the pins to hold them in place. And you can't actually replace it. You can just glue it in there with some super glue. But I do run the risk of misplacing it and actually shorting the connectors, because they do carry power to power the USB device you plug into it. So, because that would be bad, I have 2 choices to make. One is I can sell this as is with obvious refurbishments that I'm going to be making to it, with the USB port non-functional, because the motherboard itself, because it isn't a daughter board, which sucks, cost about $80. And that would eat almost my entire cost of refurbishment, minus the rest of the stuff that I have to fix in this thing. So it would be operating at a loss for at least this laptop. So we are going to salvage this thing. So let's go ahead and start tearing this thing apart neatly. Okay, so let us get started. Now first, am I going to keep this? Probably not. It's bent, so I don't think anyone would want it. So this gets going in the trash pile. This thing, it's just a hard drive cover. Probably not going to go either because I don't think I'm going to actually need this. But I may look it up. Actually, I should go get my laptop first. You can see all my issues I wrote on the side here. Laptop that was inspected by TSA. Or, correction, it was a TSA agent that was in Iceland when I was over there. They stopped me and my friend, the only two white people in the group, surprisingly enough, and had us get our rights violated. So she had me take I don't know why they did this way, but it was a comedy of errors that led to this point. But I usually, whenever I fly with the laptop, I typically check the laptop through, because I don't typically use it on the plane, and then I usually will get it on my destination, and that way I don't have to bring it out at TSA and like turn it on, all this bullshit. But the TSA agent, who was this thick fucking lady who apparently lived in Iceland, had me go into a room, take off my shoes and my belt, and I was like, "Listen, I'm already a taken man. All right, fucking chill. I don't want to get put on an adult website on one of those gotcha cams, but like fake taxi or something. But it's actually fake TSA." And she then had me take out my laptop from the from my bag, because he had me take out my bag. I was trying to be like super non-compliant because I personally was fucking pissed, because she I'm like, you brought me into this room. I didn't do anything suspicious. You decided that I was a quote-unquote random choice, but we know why you choose people of my skin color is because you obviously are profiling the people that have a certain skin color, but we can't be construed as racist because that's bad. So instead, we sacrifice a few white boys so that we can dilute our pool of people that we screen. That's why they do it. I need a place to hook my thing here. I need to hook this up. So she had me take out stuff from my bag, and she like wipes down like your shoes and your socks and your belt area, and I was like, can't you just look at my skin color and know that I'm not a threat? Like, come on. And she had me take out my laptop, and she had me turn it on, and she stared at it for I think about 45 seconds. When it was booting, because it's Linux, and it booted to a terminal because my hard drive is encrypted. And I was like, oh god, here we go. I'm gonna have to explain to her what this shit is. And the funniest part though is that when they bring you in, they're like, do I have the consent to search your bag? And I'm like, well, what happens if I say no? And then she's like, oh, we're gonna have to ask you additional questions. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna hold me here against my will, because I don't want you to search my bag because you randomly chose to search me. Okay, I understand. So it's like, you can't really say no, because you're just going to be held there regardless. So I didn't want to miss my flight, which I think they do for most people, and which they hold for most people anyway. So I just said yes, and I'm now complaining to you on the internet, because that's the only retribution I have, is to complain to you on the internet. All right, let's go check how much the keyboard goes for. But yeah, I almost had to give a TSA agent the GNU/Linux copy pasta, but luckily I didn't, so I'm okay. So this is a E6330 keyboard. How much does it go for? Pre-owned, $14.49. So there's like brand new one for $10.79. I don't know why. $13.50. Okay, I'll probably sell it for about $10. So $10 in the bag. Okay. E6330 back case or back cover. Bottom base. There's a lot of you can buy 16 of them for $134. Who would want that? Okay, probably not going to sell this. Might put it on there for about like $8. The RAM. Now, here's the thing about the memory is, like, actually no. I took this. This was from my pile. Okay, so I'll keep this probably. Is I typically don't sell memory unless it's like DDR4, DDR3, and high. This is actually 8 gigabytes, and this was from my stash. I have a stash of RAM that I keep to refurbish machines like this, so I don't have to go out and buy more memory. This is the CMOS. So this is dead. This is gonna get thrown in the trash. This part is like hold back. Probably taking out the wireless card actually. It's a Centrino Ultimate N6300. About pre-owned, about $8, about $8.99, $10. So there we go. So far, we're at about $30, which was more than my profit margin if I refurbished this. So remove all the screws that secure the palm rest assembly to the base of the computer. Okay, I think that's all of them. And then remove the screws that secure the palm rest assembly to the front of the computer. So it's on this. There are 8 on this part. Go. And it's off. So I gotta detach the trackpad and the wireless card reader, which I actually don't think comes off. Fingerprint reader does come off though, but I don't think this. I'll actually put this down so I can show you. So this I don't think comes off because it looks like it's actually built in, so I might need to sell it with that untested. And this does come off, which is good. So this comes off too, that comes off too, which I think is the, I think that's a control board for the trackpad and the buttons. So and there's this over here, which is the LED lights. And yeah, I will probably do this. Let me see what they sell it with here. They sell it with the touchpad. Touchpad with assembly and smart card reader. It's about $17.99. So I guess I could sell it as is. With just the touchpad and this working. And then that would be fingerprint, NFC, and smart card reader tested. So probably sell it for like $10, $8 with a couple of the bits untested, I think. That should be fine though, because like I don't know who's using a smart card on a Dell E6330 nowadays, so those bits I don't really care about too much because again, who's going to be using that shit in this day and age? Alright, palm rest. Disconnect the media board cable from the main. Hold on. Am I actually wrong about it being? No, the media board is this one. right here. Yeah, I was hoping that these connectors would have been separated somehow. But as you can see, they are not separated at all. So it's unfortunate for me. Okay, so we're gonna disconnect this and take off these two cables here. What is it like? Is it? It's probably. It feels like it's glued down or something here. Okay, I got it up. I had to get it off that little stick. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, media board. I keep the cable with it probably. Media board, $4.90. Okay, $4. Not bad. Okay. And what else is next after the media board? Express card cage. There are 4 screws. I think I incorrectly called this an expansion card before, but it's actually an express card. Oh, wait. Wait, that isn't, that's just an express card holder. With that. Why does it have this on here? You see this? It's kind of weird. It has conversions from metric to imperial. And it has like a small little ruler. I guess that's useful. Pretty keyno. Okay, and I probably should disconnect. It says to remove the whole cable with it, so let's try to do this without ripping the cable, because this is stuck down there good. I mean, this thing is on there about $5 as well. Okay. What is next after the express card cage? Removing the speakers. These are gonna get trashed, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so they're plugged in over here. Okay, speakers, oh geez, okay. Speakers are removed. Obviously the right one is trash, so those are gonna get thrown in the trash pile. Display hinge covers. Okay, display hinge covers. What are you still secured in by? I mean, those two are removed. Oh, is it these two back here, maybe? These two ones, this one right here? I think it might be. Oh, okay, yeah, so it actually is those, but like, it had a circle drawn, like, around both of them, and I thought I was just looking at the ones on the actual back case, not the silver ones on the back. See if those screws forgo anything, because those are cosmetic screws. Well, they have a purpose, not fully cosmetic, but they do have a cosmetic purpose, so they might go for something. All right, there we go. Display assembly's out. Cool. Clean that up. Okay. Moving the system board. There we go. All right, and I think we are out. Let me just try to pull it out there. There we go. Okay, we are out. Still got to take out some pieces, but this is the full motherboard. You can see why laptops now are not as simple to repair as people think they are, because, you know, you don't... Look at the shape of this motherboard. It's only meant to fit this kind of computer. So, gonna take out the heatsink, obviously. As you can see again, the reason I did all this is because of that USB port right there. Alright, so I don't know how much more we have left. Let's put that right there for now. It looks like I have the this board, and the power adapter. Or the... Wait, there's a camera and microphone module where? I don't think this one has a camera, so it doesn't. This one doesn't have a camera, so I don't think it's actually existing. But what is LVDS and camera cable, display hinges, I/O board? Do we have it in here? We do. $14.95. So when it's on there, so about $10, I would say. Okay. Then we get the heatsink off. Now, heat sinks for me usually don't sell that well. I think because people really don't need them. They don't break that often. They're usually the last thing that breaks on these machines. So let's pull this. I should have disconnected this first, but this. Come on. There we go. Okay, out it goes. Damn, that is shiny. Look at that. That is very shiny. I can see my reflection in that. Oh my god. That's super shiny. Hello. Wow. Damn. Okay. Heatsink with fan, about $6.45. I'm gonna probably sell it for about like $5. Because again, these don't usually sell that well. Because like I said, these are usually the last thing that breaks. However, this one, though, has the fan attached to it, so I might actually sell it for the competitive market price, because the fan does break. If you just sell the heatsink right out, it's made of copper and metal. Usually those don't break, so they don't sell. But because it has a fan attached to it, which is very, very shiny fan. Hello. I can sell that. So... yeah, I think that's it. You can see we've stripped it down to just the motherboard. I think in total we probably have about... I'll probably total up after editing this video. I think in total we have about $80 in total, which is roughly about the same amount of money I would have made after taxes and shipping from the... Well, after tax and shipping with this, I'll probably make about like $50. But probably would have been about the same that I make if I sold the laptop with the broken USB port, because people don't want to pay all that much money for minus plus the refurbishments. So I think we came out pretty okay. And I will post these to eBay. Link to my store will be down below. If you want to go check out any other parts I have for sale, my refurbished laptops, and some of these parts will also be for sale if you want to buy them with crypto on based.win. So I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching.